Yow.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. Hey, yo, them dogs is here, baby. Them dogs is here, baby.
all
Yo,
right.
I feel
So
like
so I'm
that squad was out on the field today. First and
so so
foremost, let me do this proper, right? Let me introduce my co-host right now, my brother, hip hop extraordinaire. Still waiting on you know,
oh
Mister
he put the
Streeter,
specs
Big
on.
Street.
It's
I
mine.
got you
What's going
because
on?
I
What's
got you
going
because you know what? The blue light destroys me, gives me massive headaches. So, you know, got to suit up. Listen,
so
tell me, give me your thoughts. You a Rams fan, but
well
I know you was watching the game. We was in contact. What was you thinking?
so first and foremost, before anything, before my thoughts, I'm gonna go up here and publicly apologize for saying that I had the Lions by 6 on your earlier
You
line.
said eight. It was eight, but okay.
I said 8.
Yeah,
You
you said
sure?
eight.
That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Anywho,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go up here
You
and
had us beating
publicly.
us. You had them beating us by more points than they could score.
I'm gonna go up here as a man and publicly apologize for that because that was outrageous. I don't know what high school team y'all was playing against today, but
Mm,
that was bad.
mm.
That was
Let's
bad.
hold on before before we even continue. Hold on. Before we continue, shout out my boy Jay the 6 in the building. He got a YouTube channel. Y'all go check him out. Does all type of sports content, life, everything.
Peace,
My
peace,
usual co-host, Mr. Bazel, is in the building. Go check him out. 86 Ghosts.
peace,
Miss
peace,
Yolanda in the building. Thank you for joining us. And you know
peace,
what,
peace.
B, I'm not gonna let you do that to Owe. I'm not gonna let you do that to Owe today because he did have a sack forced fumble. We have to give him that. He had a sack forced fumble. Owe showed up. He created pressure. I'm thankful for it. We got my boy Zeke Hokage in the building. Listen, this is the best name on YouTube by far. I love it. Love that name. Jared over 11 Green. Listen, Jared has a channel as well. All your Southern sports. This man is the place to go. Very knowledgeable channel. Great content. We need another stream from you, Jared. It's been a while. We need you back. Now, let's talk about this slaughter, this beatdown, this destruction. Let's just put it up there. Let's talk about it. You were saying, sir.
um, I had all this faith in Jared Goff. You know, you know how I feel about Goff. I think he's an extraordinary talent, and not for nothing. In that last quarter, he showed the person that I thought he was going to be all game. He waited till the fourth quarter to try to be that guy. It was just too late, too little, too late. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson. Okay, Lamar Jackson.
Look great. Look great.
You know, Baltimore's probably the second team I follow closest outside of my own team. I've always thought Lamar was really good. I didn't know he had that in him. What I
See, I
saw
did.
today, what I saw today
Oh, you breaking up a little bit. You breaking up. You freezing a little bit. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Miss Yolanda, you are correct. LaMarvelous. LaMarvelous. You froze up a little bit there towards the back end. But
Yeah, all I was saying was, I always knew he was really good. I just didn't know he was that. It was ridiculous what I saw today from Lamar.
yeah.
Um,
So from the inside, we knew what Lamar had, right? Especially me because I followed him in college as well. So I knew what his arm talent was. So over all the years, especially having Greg Roman and seeing that he had no idea how to draw up an offense where the field was open for receivers to run their routes and Lamar to go ahead and dot them up. I knew what was holding Lamar back. I think a lot of Ravens fans knew. But this was a huge showing for the people like yourself and the people outside who don't necessarily watch Baltimore that closely to know what's going on. and it's absolutely amazing. And Jay, you did say Lions by 6, and I'm holding your feet to the fire. Like I said, what did I say during my earlier stream? I said at the beginning of the week, I picked the Lions to win 27-14, right? Or 27, no, 22, 21-17. That's what it was. Something like that, 24-17. But then earlier today, I said, but there's a feeling I have that today is going to be a great Sunday and that the Ravens are going to come out here and show us something we hadn't seen yet. And that's exactly what they did. B, I know the pain, B. He said his service struggling out here. Listen, as long as you know we went out and got a nice, hefty 32-point win, that's all that matters. That's all that
It's
matters.
disgusting. It was gross. It was a downright slaughter.
Yeah, slaughter. Absolute beatdown. And it started early, and it started with something that I said needed to happen, right? Earlier in the show today, I said the Ravens needed to come out and we needed to show the ability to run the ball. This way we can keep the defense true to who they were. And I was like, and Lamar needs to be able to spread the ball out. Lo and behold, the Ravens come out with an offensive plan and they stick to it throughout the game. And guess who got the ball inside the 5-yard line? Gus Edwards. We got Gus an early run. Listen, when this team comes out and they make smart choices and John Harbaugh gets his head out of his booty, we can prove to be a very, very good team. You know how I feel about John Harbaugh. We have this conversation off camera all the time.
Yes.
I don't
Yes,
feel
I
like
do.
he's a good head coach at all. And it was just one of those days where it seemed like he finally let the offense flow how it was going to with the coordinator. And it was absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And Gus,
You know,
listen, I'm proud of him.
I don't think Harbaugh is a bad head coach. I think he's just a very old school head coach. And we are in a new age of football. That's what I think personally.
I understand it. But so here's the thing, as a Ravens fan, right, who's we watch the team so close. The things you don't know is the things that when Harbaugh got hired, he wanted to push a lot of guys out. I'm talking about veteran players. He was one of the guys that he came in and he couldn't wait for Ray Lewis to leave because of the way Ray Lewis led the team. He couldn't wait for Ray Lewis to leave. He couldn't wait for Ed Reed. He wanted to get Ed Reed out the building as quick as possible. You know, he was upset that Suggs stuck around as long as he did. So it's one of those things where he came in and he wanted to take the dog out of the team because he didn't want any players that was going to stand up to him when he made a decision. So once he got the chance to get all those guys out, which was after that 2012 Super Bowl, after we won that Super Bowl, he's like, oh, he was relieved because after that, it was now this can be my team because that's when Ray Lewis retired. You know, then we pushed Ed Reed out. He ended up going to Houston and the Jets and stuff like that. So it became a thing where John Harbaugh finally took over the team and was able to make decisions without question. And if you noticed, the Ravens over the years, I hate to use this word, but they got softer and softer and softer. And it was because of the leadership. They followed in the steps of their head coach. And this is where I say John Harbaugh is not a good head coach because if you look at the Ravens and the team he inherited when he became head coach, he inherited number one defense.
This is a fact.
He didn't draft those guys. He inherited a number one defense and a good enough offense. He came in, we drafted Joe Flacco and Ray Rice the same year. So he got a good enough offense with a great defense, and they eventually won the championship. But what has John Harbaugh done since then?
I get you.
He's got more losing seasons than he has winning right now. And we have prior to I'm gonna count prior to this year. We have one playoff win in 11 years, 10 years. One. I believe it's one. I could double check that. It might be two, but I'm pretty sure it's one playoff win in the last 11 years.
I did not realize that.
Yes. All of them have been first round exits. And this is the point I make where People look at John Harbaugh and think, "Oh, well, the Ravens are constantly in the playoffs. They're constantly in, in contention." But we don't do nothing in the big games. Like in the past, we haven't done anything in the big games. We haven't done anything in the playoffs. So we look at John Harbaugh from the inside and we go, "Well, it's your fault. You're not hiring comparable guys at each position. You're not holding players accountable. You're not holding other teams accountable for the crap they talk." But this team I saw today was different. This team I saw today, these boys came out and was like, "Hey, yo, y'all remember all that smack y'all talked this week?" I even saw Rocky Sin. Listen, Rocky Sin, I've been trash talking Rocky Sin since we picked him up in the offseason. He real life gave Amon-Ra St. Brown an attitude adjustment. Like he hit him with the FU. Like he had him up on the shoulder, like at the end of the game, like they just stared him down. Like this was real. He went WWE on them like real life.
Oh,
so for me, they showed a little something like you. God bless the young man who got hit by OBJ when he tried to get in the end zone. But OBJ threw his helmet all to that man chin strap. And now that man was on the sideline getting checked for a concussion. Pray to God, I hope he's okay. But there was some dog out there today in this Ravens team that ain't been there. Yeah. We had some fight out there that was just different.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was a pure beatdown. That's why I labeled the show what I did. Post beatdown show, because that's exactly what it was. This was at no point.
That was not a football game. That was not a football game.
At no point was this a game. This was a beatdown. No. At halftime, the Lions had a total of 13 yards of offense.
I mean, 13. Y'all went up 21.
13?
Y'all went up 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah. First quarter. We came out first quarter and the foot was on the gas the whole way through.
Immediately. What was it? Was it like 5 straight drives y'all put?
Say it again, baseball. Say it again. Like constant.
Y'all scored on 4 or 5 straight drives, right? Something like that.
Yeah. There was no stopping what we had in store for the Lions today. And here's the thing. The Lions brought it on themselves because they've been saying all week, "Oh, yeah, we know y'all beat us last time, but we ain't them same Lions. This team different. We ain't them same." Well, guess what? Your head coach ain't biting no kneecaps this week. Unless it's his own players. So y'all could go tell him, take that whole comment about biting kneecaps. When he first got hired, the only kneecaps he biting is his own players this week. And his coaches. They got stomped out. Yes, it was. Yes, it was an attitude era 3-on-1 match. Handicap. Yep. Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. That was crazy.
They regretted that as soon as they stepped in the ring. They regretted it. They came out. That might as well have been a 5-on-1 elimination chamber match. Like they had no chance from the word go.
Nah, not at all. It was over at the coin. I knew it was gonna be pretty bad when y'all elected to receive the ball.
Right out the gate, that's different. That's different.
They say, "Yeah, we gonna take this one." Oh, we won the coin toss.
We want that. We want that. Not only do we want that, we gonna make you wish we didn't want it. That's like it was a homicide. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all had a plan from the jump.
Yeah. Baltimore's historically known for kicking the ball so we could defer and get the ball at halftime. These boys came out and said, "Listen, we want the ball and we're going to score." And they did. This was Debo when he snatched old boy chain on Friday. Because Detroit was like, "My mama gave me this field." Like Detroit was mad. Like they was hurt. Detroit was hurt. Like 100% hurt. And there's nothing that they could have done to fix it. Like, what could they have done because it's not like they played bad. We just played dominantly good. Like, we played great football on both sides of the ball. There's never been a situation that I've seen like this in recent history where a team comes out, their defense plays practically perfect, and then the offense backs it up by playing practically perfect. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was perfect football up until the fumble right before halftime. This was a statement win at its finest. People question you. They talk junk about your quarterback. You're 4-2, and you're talking junk about your quarterback. They're questioning if you're a contender, but then you come out and you absolutely stomp a mud hole in the Detroit Lions, who's 5-1. And now what are they going to say? Or are they going to just try to find? They're going to try to find something else to talk about down this week. It's like, oh, we got to talk about something else because otherwise we got to talk about how good of a quarterback Lamar Jackson is after we bashed him all week. So, first off, I got it again. The pressure we got on the quarterback again, 2 weeks in a row. Outstanding. Yes, there was more blitz this week, but it was perfect timing on the blitzes. And you're right. You're right. They're going to talk about the Lions folding instead of talking about how we just came in there and put foots in booties. That's, you know what I mean?
There's no way that people could defer just to the Lions folding. There's no way. Y'all played too well for it to be the Lions folding being the cause of this whooping. There's no way anybody who actually understands what went down is gonna say, nah, the Lions just folded. Because like you said,
Yeah,
they didn't play bad. Y'all just played way too good.
Detroit. So the media don't like Baltimore. There's a history with it. The media just doesn't like the Ravens, so we don't get the credit that we deserve ever. That's why every year, no matter how stacked the roster is, or even if the roster's bad and we're just playing really good, we don't get credit for it. We're always looked at as the underdog, right? And part of that is John Harbaugh. That's the mentality he wants. He wants to be seen as an underdog. He doesn't want to be seen as the dominant football team like the Chiefs, the Dolphins, those top-notch teams, the Eagles. He doesn't want to be seen like that. He wants to be seen as the underdogs. And that's part of the attitude problem in Baltimore. But the media treats us like we're that I hate to say this, but like we the ugly third cousin of the NFL. Like, they don't want to hang with us, but we technically family. Like, that's how they treat us. So they don't want to talk good about us, but because we family, they require to every once in a while. You know what I mean? So that's how the media treats us, and that's why guys like me, Hendo at the Rogue Pod, Coach Evans, Sips Tally Films, Lunch Break Hot Take, and all these guys. That's why we're in Graven Vids. All these guys, Raven C. That's why we're all out here, and we got these channels to kind of put it out there that, hey, it's not as bad out here as you would think it is. Like, Baltimore isn't as bad of a team or unwanted of a team as you would think. We're a lot better than we look. And I know I myself am very hard on the team, but it's because I have to be, right? I have to be because
Yes, you
I
are.
can't let my bias
Yes, you are.
control my thinking. So look, he's like, yeah, you are. You heard me talk trash about this team. I'm very hard on them. Oh, and speaking of pause, by the way, that comment was wild. Odell's getting old. I know it's off subject. Odell, I need you to stop doing stuff like catching the ball and running backwards because you're not gonna break anybody's ankles these days. Just take the ball. If you gotta take the ball and fall down to maintain your positive yards, just do it. Your knees ain't quite there. You've been out of football for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I need you to just take the yardage you could get. You ain't have to do young boy like that either. Where you put the helmet all in his neck. You ain't have to do that. But we're gonna shift from the beat down for just a second here. You're a Rams fan. Been a Rams fan. your whole life. Y'all got Pittsburgh today.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking to see from your boys? Matter of fact, y'all playing right now. What are you looking to see from your boys right now?
Oh, we getting a little choppy.
I see it. So, what are you looking for in the Rams today in this game against the Steelers?
So I want to see today. I want to see our secondary step up a little more because we put a lot of pressure on the front seven. Expecting Aaron Donald to lead the charge on the defense, and I get it. He's the greatest defensive player in football, arguably. But at the same time, everybody knows that. So he gets a lot of double teams. And if he can't get the help, what one thing I noticed last week, even in our win against Arizona, we leave a lot of underneath pocket space open for the quarterbacks to complete passes that shouldn't be complete because we're relying on Aaron Donald to get to the quarterback every time. So I need a little more help from our secondary. I need our linebackers to keep their zones where they need to be. And I just need Matt Stafford to be the quarterback that you believe he is, because I'm still not sold on Matt Stafford. Even though we won the Super Bowl with him, I'm not sold on Matt Stafford. Still.
So, I think that's your that's again, it's kind of like the Ravens situation. So, you do have a better insight of the Rams than I do. So, maybe there's things you see watching those games that I don't see because I don't catch every game. But I I just can't look at Jared Goff and say, yeah, he's better than Stafford. I can't because I see too many games like today for for Jared Goff for me to believe that. Like he threw an interception where the receiver was nowhere to be found. Like he threw the ball 10 yards over the receiver's head right to the defender. That's the type of stuff that I see from Jared Goff more often than not. Although he's playing phenomenal this year, right? He's playing great. But I see too many of those mistakes in those games. Like, and it might have been a situation where he was just scared. And it looks like my co-host got disconnected there. I'm pretty sure he could come back. He knows if he can. But to me, Jared Goff looks scared today. I think we beat fear into him, and he's just not mentally tough enough, right? So we beat him into submission today. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If this is the Ravens that's gonna show up every weekend, then who gonna stop us? Who gonna do it? If y'all could give me an answer, I'd love it. I'd love to entertain it. But nobody's going to stop a Ravens team that's going to look like this every week. Like if we're also not going to come out and look like this every week because people make mistakes. We're human. People make mistakes. Timing's different. Weather's different. There's a bunch of things that affect a football game. And I agree. I agree. Um, they weren't. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for because the Lions have what is probably one of the best offense. Scratch that. The Lions have what is probably the best offensive line in the league, right? And you're right. Complacency will ruin it. So Jared Goff wasn't ready to see pressure in his face constantly. He wasn't ready to see the tight coverage on the outside. And speaking of tight coverage, Brandon Stevens. What did I say earlier today? I said Brandon Stevens is an unsung hero on this defense. The man is balling out of control. Dare I say he was a lockdown cornerback today. Now, a lot of that is helped by the fact we got so much pressure on the quarterback, right? Because he doesn't have to cover for a long amount of time. But he's showing that he can be a consistent starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, whoever thought, and this is coming from me, nobody ever thought I would say that. Nobody ever thought that you would hear that come from me about Brandon Stevens. I just want to point that out. This game prove our team expectations, though. So no more excuses for Harbs or players. Absolutely. 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 This game says, and that was perfect. I love that you said that. That was absolutely perfect because this game puts us in where we need to be, right? Having a game like this says, okay, look out for the Ravens. They're dogs. They're one of the top tier teams in the NFL. They're Super Bowl contenders, right? And as much as I hate to say it, a game like this kind of takes Harbaugh off the hot seat a little bit, as a head coach. For us people who want him gone, it kind of takes him and says, okay, well, you got them ready to play the Lions. You got them up for this game, so maybe you're doing your job right. So it goes hand in hand. As much as a lot of us fans want to see John Harbaugh go out the door, a season like this where we win big games like this or even go win a Super Bowl is going to be hard to get him out the door. But I'm a Ravens fan, not a Harbaugh hater. So if we go win a Super Bowl, it kind of is what it is. And the man can stay here all he wants. I really don't care as long as we keep winning championships. That's my thing, right? As a Ravens fan, the number one goal is to win a championship. So if we have to do that with John Harbaugh, then so be it. If we have to do it without John Harbaugh, so be it. Let's just go do it. That's all that really matters. So that was a perfect comment because it's very true. The pressure is on, right? And Lamar, he's got a lot to prove. He just showed in this game that he can be the pocket quarterback that a lot of people think he can't be. So now he's going to have to do that consistently for the rest of the year. And even more importantly, he has to do it in the playoffs. Can he go into the playoffs and be that guy? Because we want to look at him in the same light that teams look at Patrick Mahomes. And I don't want to hear nothing about Josh Allen being better than Lamar after today. Josh Allen just went and lost to Mac Jones. Josh, you there? You lost to Mac Jones. Are you kidding me? Mac Jones is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. And you took that L? Trash. Absolute trash. I don't want to hear nothing else about him. Josh Allen is doo-doo. All right? Don't get me wrong. He's not the worst quarterback in the league. But losing to Mac Jones is 100% unacceptable. And I can tell y'all now, I'm ruining my own content by saying this, but he is my zero of the week because he should have went out there and stomped out Mac Jones. And y'all already know Baltimore is about to be my hero of the week. This defense. Because the absolute shutout game they played. I know they got a touchdown late in the game. It is what it is. But the way they played, that's my hero of the week. I don't even need to see more football to decide it after that. These boys are a problem. It's been a great day. I don't want to hold y'all here for too long. Jay, I told you about bet. Listen, Jay, I done told you about them bets. All right, and you know you can't bet on Josh Allen. That man is Mr. Inconsistent. All right, you know better. It could have, but it's Josh Allen. He's Mr. Inconsistent, like I just said. So, and I'm hoping that Diggs decides to come on to Baltimore because he don't want to be over there with that. You want to come where you got a real quarterback. You got Lamar Jackson over here. Come over here, join Lamar. Let's get these dubs. Let's do what we do. Now, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all be sure to like, share, subscribe. I got content for y'all. Etsy.com/LivinBigwithBigRegg. Check it out. More content to come. I'm getting my editing software together. I've got some stuff I'm working on. Definitely making more clothing soon. So go check out the store. Y'all, it's been an amazing day. I had a feeling about today.